I'm Rachel Brosnahan, and I'm gonna take you through my daily skincare routine and a simple everyday makeup look. First up, I've been using this Cetaphil cleanser since I was 16 years old. I have really sensitive skin, and I find that using it without water keeps it even more hydrated and is even more gentle than it already is. I remove the excess with one of these guys. And if I have a little bit of extra time in the morning, I like to take the time to do a sheet mask. Bonus, they're totally crazy looking. My dogs are completely freaked out by this. And then I like to rub the excess down my neck. If I have a little bit of extra time, I can also do a little lip scrub while I have this on. This is especially helpful when I'm working, especially if I'm wearing a lot of lipstick. When I'm working a lot, it can be really hard to find the time to take care of myself, to just relax. And I think even taking 15 minutes to do something simple like a face mask can make you feel rejuvenated and brand new. I know it has for me. Then put a little bit of eye cream on to prep my under eye. Pat it in really lightly. I like to put a little bit of extra on my lips. Then a little bit of serum all over the face. And now moisturizer. And I like to use a little bit of a heavier moisturizer because I find that my skin leans really on the dry side. Again, especially if I'm working or wearing a lot of makeup. I feel like I can never use a moisturizer that's too thick. And then everyday sunscreen. I've definitely, as I've gotten older, noticed little sunspots starting to come through. And that's definitely from major sunburns from childhood. Yikes. I feel like there's no such thing as too much SPF. SPF 97, 86, 45, 100. That's the one for me. Okay, so now that my skincare is done, I'm gonna dive into makeup. I like to use a tinted moisturizer every day. When I'm working, I usually have to use a little bit of a heavier foundation, but for my own daily use, I like a little bit lighter, a little bit more sheer and natural. I like the tinted moisturizer. I feel like it looks like my skin. You can't really see that I'm wearing makeup, even in natural light. Also like that this tinted moisturizer has a little bit of SPF as well. I didn't really wear makeup when I was growing up. I was really athletic and I played a lot of sports and I felt like makeup made me break out. So I was a little bit late to the makeup game. It took me a long time to learn how to do my own makeup at all. And now I really enjoy it. I'm going to do a little bit of concealer under my eyes. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so let's see if we can give me an extra hour or two. My makeup routine takes quite a bit less time than it takes to transform into Maisel, or than I imagine her makeup routine probably takes. On the show, it usually takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to go through full hair and makeup. It takes me a lot less time than that, thankfully. So I'm now looking a little bit more awake. Then I use this guy. It's a slightly lighter color than the one that I use under my eyes to conceal any other little red spots I might have. I like to dab it in with my finger. I actually prefer that all of my makeup could be put on with my fingers. Sometimes I feel like it looks even better that way. I'm a big in the back of a taxi or on the subway makeup person. One thing that I definitely learned from playing Midge would be not to go to bed with your makeup on. I can't imagine the kind of pressure that women in the 1950s felt, and some women still feel today, to look that perfect all the time. It's not good for your skin to sleep in your makeup. Big, hard no. Now, any other little red spots are concealed, and I'm gonna do a little bit of work on my brows. A trick that I learned recently is actually to brush them down so that you can see the shape of your brow as you're filling it in. I definitely fell into the no eyebrows trap. I had no brows, and I'm lucky that they grew back. I was huge into over tweezing and threading, and I'm so glad that more natural looking brows are back in style. Your beauty routine, your skincare, or your makeup is really just about what makes you feel good and what makes you feel the most like yourself. And there are so many trends out there that I think make people feel like there's only one way to be beautiful. Some people feel their best with no makeup on at all, and some people feel their best with a full face. And it feels important not to judge or compare what makes you feel good to other people. Midge feels her best when she's fully dressed to the nines with a full face of makeup on. And I think I feel my best when I look a little bit more like myself. So most of my beauty and skincare routines are targeted at bringing out the best version of myself. This guy, I'm a huge fan of products that can be used in multiple ways. So this guy can be a lip, eye, and a cheek. And so I'll just kind of go eye, lip first, and some cheek action. Follow the apple. Like a crazy person. And rub it in. I think it gives a really natural rosiness. Wakes my face up, and then put it on my eyelids as well. I like the balm because, again, super moisturizing. Sometimes I find that if I use powder too much on my eyelids, they can get a little dry. So next up, a little bit of mascara. And this is just a super simple and really natural everyday makeup look. Especially if I'm not using a liner, I'll really pump up the mascara. And last, but certainly not least, my very well-loved powder. This has been dropped like 100 times. So, gotta blow it off a little bit. First, go under my eyes. And I really try not to over powder. I really like to let a little bit of dewiness come through. Good skin prep shines through great makeup. And there we go. Everyday makeup, simple, natural. Okay. See you later.